microphone up there, pardon the jingling. So we are at Tucson Games and Gadgets for a special game, teaching some new folks D&D, because we got a really special guest at the table. You made your first paladin. That's a huge thing. Don't worry. You're not on camera. Camera's right here. It looks right here. Your hand's on camera. I lied. You are on camera. So, adventurers.
Yes.
Introduce yourselves to each other, to us, to me, to the world, and describe who you are, what you do, and what you look like.
Oh, jeez.
Just a brief description.
I will start then. My name is Narsitha, Herald of the Dawn, and I am the Wood Elf Cleric of Carillion Lurtin. And I am about 5'4", I guess, with blonde golden hair and green eyes. Okay.
What's your holy symbol look like?
It looks like a starburst, actually.
Ah. Okay, Tristan, introduce yourself in as much detail as you would like. Are you the silent ranger that doesn't talk much? That's a nod for the folks at home who can't see it. So you're the silent ranger. What is your race?
I am a human.
You're a human ranger? What kind of weapon do you use?
I'm pretty sure I use a short sword.
You use a short sword? You like the quick blade? Okay, so, Dallin.
Yes, I am a human druid. I grew up on the streets as a peasant. But then the druids came and claimed me, saying that I was part of a prophecy.
Ooh.
What that prophecy is, they refuse to tell me. But one day I will find out what my destiny is. Being that I am a peasant of peasant stock, I am 5'5", brown hair, brown eyes, nondescript. Average build.
Okay. So that would make me next. I am Sasha Silversharp, halfling, rogue. Let's see. Orphaned, very young, raised by my aunt, who has a farm, trying to support the farm. I steal things and help her support her farm. I've never played a halfling before. How tall are they? I know they're short.
They're
but
4 foot.
like 4 foot? Okay.
They basically think hobbitses.
They-
A
what-
little shorter, actually.
They're shorter than hobbitses?
Mhm.
Think Damien.
Okay, so Damien size.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so, yeah. I'm about
And
that
usually
size.
very pleasant.
Okay. Except, stealing things.
Hey, if you get caught, you just look cute.
Yes.
It's a shiny bauble.
Oh, I think you dropped this, sir.
My halfling talks like this. Hi, I'm Tilda. And she has
So
lots of cousins.
I am a paladin that refuses to show any identity and fights for what he believes in.
Ah, so basically when you have your helmet on, you're in paladin mode, You're not a person, you're the symbol of honor and greatness.
What's your
Yeah.
paladin's name?
Anton?
Okay. That's basically the first part of your dad's name, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Aww, so he sees his dad as a paladin.
Adorable.
That's adorable. So welcome to the adventure of the spider goblins of the Grey Downs and the missing princess. Gotta throw the last part in there really fast.
Okay.
So, Anton has gathered all of you, especially it sounds like the ranger and the druid, because he needed help going cross country because the local princess, Gwen, you know her, she's hot, she's cool. Yeah, you're cool. You grew up together practically, which is why you're like the guy who stands up for her. I don't know if there's any romantic things going there, if there's quiet romantic undertones, but you and her are besties. You're friends. You know that she was supposed to be coming back to your town, and she was captured. The guards reported that her wagon that she was riding in, her coach was discovered with arrows that looked like goblin made and spider webs on it. Thankfully, the first thing you did was you went to the temple and you rounded up a cleric for you. because it's always good to have heals. Then your friend the halfling, who saw you leaving town, wanted to back you up because she knows that you always get yourself in trouble because you're kind of a sucker for tricks. So that's why your little friend there wanted to tag along to keep you safe. And you knew of a druid and a ranger on the way that will help guide you on your way to the goblins, because Grey Downs, the reason why they call this area Grey Downs in this hilly area is because usually twice a year there's a sheet of spider webs everywhere when the spiders go into mating season and the babies come out and there's baby spiders everywhere. It's super creepy. Super creepy. Unless you really like spiders.
Just nightmare fuel, basically.
Supposedly there's some ancient drow curse is why it happens, but nobody, the ranger and druid will probably tell you it's just natural mating season of the spiders going unstopped. On the plus side, the druid and the ranger think the spiders are good because there's giant wasps in the forest, and if the spiders weren't there, the giant wasps would overpopulate, and giant wasps were jerks as opposed to spiders who just want to eat you.
Circle of life.
There's this whole druidic ranger circle of life thing. But thankfully, with the help of the ranger, who's an expert tracker, by the way, you guys managed to follow the tracks from where the wagon was attacked, and you clearly see that there's 3 things dragged away that were of human size. Obviously, your friend the princess. She always has a few handmaidens with her. And you found, unfortunately, the guards on the coach were dead. They had arrows and bug and spider bites on them that killed them.
Spider.
So you guys have made it to where you believe is the entrance of where the goblins are possibly staying. Just from what the ranger said with the tracking, is just this hole in the hill that's covered. It looks like a spider web, a funnel spider's web. And you basically cleared the opening so you guys can go into the tunnel. Do you guys want to go into the tunnel?
I guess that's a yes.
I think
Yes.
we have to.
Yeah, exactly. So you have
It's
to.
my destiny.
If you don't, how are you going to find the princess? She's going to be eaten or taken hostage or who knows what. So one of the big things with D&D when you're going into a dungeon is the marching order. So who wants to go first? Who's going to be the bravest of the brave?
I guess the paladin.
This makes perfect sense, by the way. So I'm going to kind of put you in the tunnels a little way so we can get the whole marching order. So who's going to go in behind the paladin?
I will. It is my destiny to go into this place to rescue the princess.
I guess I can go next.
On the plus side, the princess has got
You
really
can actually share the same space.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess I'll take up the end.
good... Okay.
Damien said he wanted to go after the halfling.
Okay.
Okay, so there are...
I'm sorry, Tristan said.
Yes, Tristan. So there are obscuring... You can see that there's clearly a path.
No,
like
sweetie, this is Tristan. This is the druid.
Right, that was right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
thought-
right.
Okay.
Tristan was going before after that.
Oh, okay. I thought. So
As we
you're
were saying, there's for those short folks, i.e. the halfling, there's a clear path for you going in there, but the taller folks are having to move webs out of the way. They're hanging down right at face level for you medium-sized creatures.
Lovely.
Really annoying, really obscuring. If the halfling wanted to, she could disappear on you in a second in this area, just diving into some of the webs. It's almost like you should be on your guard right now. So does anyone want to do a perception roll?
I think all of us
Yes.
should do a perception
So
roll.
for perception, basically, what it is you're looking for danger or anything that might be of interest. And
So you're gonna roll a d20.
yep. So this is his first D20 roll. Everyone give him the positive vibes.
Oh.
What did he
I
roll?
rolled a
One.
5. A 1.
So the problem is, you know how you always wear your helmet when you're in character and you never lift it up? The spider webs are, it just seems to be that your armor is like spider web magnet. You've got these streams of spider webs, so you're just like, and you're trying to clear your visor of all these clingy spider webs. It's not bad, but
Passive perception is
hopefully
Let's just
there's
say-
nothing bad here, like a spider pounces on you right now.
Because
Hopefully.
you can't see it.
I got a 10.
Okay.
5.
I got a 14.
Oh.
What do you add to?
Your wisdom.
That's right. Okay. So
And
I
if it's a skill, you're
No, if you have a 1, you
Yeah.
have a
You
1.
can't
It's,
see
it's the absolute worst case scenario.
So 1 is the absolute worst, 20 is the absolute
So what did
best.
you get? Sorry.
got a 19.
A
I
19.
got 8.
Okay, you being a druid, you know spiders. You gotta like spiders. You're the person in the room who saves the spider and lets
I
it go.
am.
Exactly.
Absolutely. They eat bugs.
So
Bugs are gross.
you know how to properly whisk the spider webs out of your face. And the cleric, you're getting a pretty good idea of, you can see the path here goes up to this area right here, where, by the way, see that little, there's little rubble there. That's actually the remains of, you can't tell if it's all human or what species. I mean, you have to go up and do like a medicine check, but it's bodies. Humanoid body parts.
Is
Lovely.
there any loot?
There is not. This looks like leftovers dragged out so it didn't smell
Okay.
of the place.
Just checking.
Ew.
But with your amazing roll, you do notice one of the spider webs up in the corner is thicker than the rest. It's about the size of maybe a small child. And it seems very thick. I mean, you can go up and, someone can go, you can point it out, and you guys can touch it.
Being that I am in the back, I will point it out to said paladin.
Okay, so you go, hey, Paladin, look at that big sack over there. And it gets kind of pointed out. You all kind of like adjust. And who's got light, by the way?
I do.
Okay.
I also can see in the dark.
Okay, so you have your light spell casted on?
Yeah, I will cast it on my mace.
So your mace is glowing like a torch. That's actually
Yes.
a really good use of light spell. So thankfully she's got a mace that's magically glowing like a torch, so you guys have plenty of daylight. And you see a sack, Anton. It looks like maybe a child-sized clump of webbing. You have a feeling it might be something the spiders put in a cocoon. What do you want to do to that?
I want to poke it with my sword.
Now, do you mean like gently tap
Yeah,
it to
gently
see if
tap
something's
it.
alive inside it?
Yeah, just gently tap it.
Okay, so as soon as you do, all of a sudden you get this like reactive wiggle in it, like that there is something alive inside it. It's not like struggling, but it's like reactively wiggling, like if someone was to poke you while you were sleeping. How you just kind of like
Kid-sized.
and it's kid-sized.
You want to try and open it up and see what's in there carefully?
You gonna try to cut it open safely?
I'm going to hardly stab it now.
So hit it hard.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't look like an egg sack. It looks like a cocoon food.
Like
You're sort of
somebody,
when
like it trapped a kid and is gonna eat it later.
Oh,
Or a half
that's how it looks like. Oh.
Yeah.
Then I would want to open it.
Okay, so you're gonna like try to like do the heroic one shot, so whatever's
And then
inside
have my
comes
shield
smooth.
up so just in case if anything comes
Okay.
up, I'm ready.
Go ahead and give me a strike with your sword.
Okay,
So-
so the sword is
+3.
so you roll the d20.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna prepare.
Okay, roll that
Okay.
again.
So you're preparing to attack whatever comes
Roll
out if
over
it's
here.
dangerous.
Oh, over here.
We can get a
Oh!
+3.
Plus 3, so that's 21.
Anton swings his sword like a boss. And you do it so well that you hit like the bottom of the cocoon where it's tight, and then you immediately crouch back behind your shield protectively, and all of a sudden the contents start like oozing out slowly with your great roll. It slowly comes out, and the webbing's like holding it like bungee cords, and you see a goblin that's got like on the shoulder you see a big purple bite mark on this green goblin as the goblin's slowly oozing out onto the floor. As you can tell, obviously it's been poisoned, and it was going to be left for food for when it's finished incubating.
So is it like just laying there twitching?
It's basically out cold. I mean, someone would have to do something like medicine
I'm
or.
gonna do medicine. I don't have.
You're gonna
Your
heal
poison.
a goblin? I thought they were enemies.
Well, not necessarily.
So you guys.
But
We'll move you up.
I'm just gonna roll medicine on it, and I got a 15.
15. You go up there. You break the ammonia-smelling salt. All of a sudden you get the.
Does anybody
Now-
speak goblin?
Now, are you trying to cure the poison or wake it up?
Trying
Probably
to
should. Just wake it up.
wake it up.
Okay, so it's still poisoned. It's got this horrible pallor of purple greenishness from obviously like very large bite marks.
And
that
I'm
looks-
going to say, "Do you speak common?" And I'm going to say it really loud, because that's really annoying. And like, because, you know, it might be deaf. It just.
And if
No,
the,
like,
by the way, the
if you don't
ranger or
speak the
druid
language.
would like to roll nature for what bit it, since it's a nature thing, you guys can do that. As all of a sudden it kind of opens its eyes.
12.
12 plus. What's your nature? You should have actually pretty good.
It's your range of danger.
nature. For the skills.
Should be in this.
I need to go
Right
use
here
the
somewhere?
Okay, yeah. It's. Do you know where it is? It's through this door here in the very back.
Nature plus
Okay,
2.
so go around the
So
Yeah,
circle.
it's right
then it's
14.
14.
Okay.
And I rolled a 15.
Okay, so both of you know that this is a very big spider bite. You don't really get any more details than that.
I knew it was a giant spider.
Well, now you know for sure it's a giant spider because it could have been giant,
It's just
vampire bat.
purple giant fang marks giant spider.
Yeah, especially wrapped up in a cocoon.
So all of a sudden the goblin's ears twitch and its eyes flutter open, sickly. It says,
What?
"Of course I speak common. What are you doing?" And then it kind of like immediately takes in its surroundings of, oh my god, I was in a cocoon. It looks at its shoulder all wounded and goes, she must have been extra hungry.
She who?
The matron spider.
And you support this creature?
Well, we feed it and we use its children for mounts. What are you doing here? What are all of you doing here?
The princess has been stolen. Do you know where she is?
And he just kind of like, he glares. Go ahead and give me a skill check here.
Okay, on persuasion?
Yeah,
or
well, how do
for
you
this
want to roll
one, okay, actually, do I have intimidation? No, I don't. I'm just gonna go
You
for
can
a roll.
try. I mean, just because you don't have the skill doesn't mean you can't try the skill.
No, I rolled a 6
Okay.
for persuasion.
Huh. Yeah, basically he's getting really tight-lipped with you right now. He's like not going to tell you any more details. He just realized he already let too much slip, and he's just not going to say anything else.
Like,
What we need is the ridiculously strong person to just go.
Yeah, but he's in the bathroom.
Well, but anyone can do that. I mean,
Why don't you try to roll?
yeah, Ranger. What do you do?
you gonna roll
What are you going to go for?
intimidation, or are you gonna roll
You want to try to
persuasion?
persuade him into doing something,
You wanna
or
persuade him into telling us?
you're a ranger. You've seen goblins out and
How
about
does
before.
insight work?
Insight was basically you get to pick up on cues. Like you can
I-
understand, I could give you inside intel that you pick up from his mannerisms and things
So-
like that.
She asked him about the princess. Maybe Tristan can use his insight roll because he's got a +5
Oh wow, he's very insightful.
and see if what he's not saying answers our question.
That's true. Do you want to do that? Okay, go for it.
Woo! Woo!
Say one again.
21. Dude, you come over and immediately you give him the silent ranger stare. And you immediately start staring at him. And it's the awkward, creepy silence. Immediately, you're picking up from his mannerisms that he's aware of the princess. And you get in the body language of he's not wanting to say anything because he's afraid you're going to kill him because the princess is here.
So you put this in the trash for me?
I tell the rest of them that he's afraid we're gonna kill him.
Okay, so all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you break your silence, and it's like shocking that the ranger is talking, and he basically explains that to the group, that he fears we're gonna kill him.
But he knows something about the princess.
Can I try and persuade him?
Sure,
Okay.
shorty to shorty.
Yeah. Let's see what we can do here. 15 plus 3 is 18.
You come up, and immediately you start doing this honey sweet halfling bit where you're just so adorable. Just so adorable. So adorable, even a goblin would fall for you. And he kind of like blushes, which is really weird with this green, purple, blush, red pattern on his face. It looks like either he's getting sicker or he's kind of flirty with you with this weird Ferengi ear twitch thing going on. See, I thought that'd get you. And he just kind of like softens and says, "Do you promise not to kill me?"
Sure.
The princess is inside with the boss.
Thank you.
The
And-
spider or the boss?
The princess.
No. The boss, is it a spider or is it a goblin?
He gives the druid a look. He's like, the spider's the pet of the boss.
Ah.
Spiders can't be bosses. Well, I guess if you're a drow. And he's basically, you're getting his body language. He's getting up to leave past you guys if you guys aren't going to stop him.
My only concern is that he will warn people that we're here.
You give your word.
I didn't give my word for anything. I just asked him. Oh, yeah.
What's your alignment?
Neutral.
Your word is as strong as a brief breeze.
Well, okay, let's
What
put it
he
this way.
agreed to was not to kill him.
I didn't
Not
say
to not knock him out.
He's dying of poison
Oh.
anyways. We just won't have to heal him.
Well,
Wait, so I can knock him out?
Yeah, take
Yeah,
the
you
hilt of your sword, the part that you
Oh,
hold.
No, I'm just gonna bash him with my shield.
Antoine.
you
that works.
No. First up, Antoine. What is your alignment? Your character alignment?
I'm a
neutral good.
As a paladin?
As a paladin, neutral good, a kidnapper, I could see him just doing tone. Give me a athletics roll instead of a sword strike roll, and you
So
pretty
D10,
much just
D20.
need 15 or higher, and he's out cold 10, and you're beating
We're not
him.
killing him.
Yeah, this
10.
10.
Oh,
so
Plus,
yeah,
it was a 10
plus-
plus.
Plus.
you're athletic, so 13. So basically, you bang the shield into his face. He just like, I'm living. And he kind of like falls back into the webs, all woozy. He's like barely awake.
But is he caught up in the webs? Because
He does have webs stuck to him. He could probably power himself through if he wanted to, or if somebody wanted to try doing a skill to like knock him in further, or cut the webs over his head so they tangle him up.
I'm just going to take my mace and kind of poke him.
Okay, give me an athletics to shove him in the webs. It's a good thing he's a small creature in this little corridor.
no.
No.
An unnatural one.
You kind of poke your glowy mace in the webs, and you think you get him, but the problem is your glowy mace is making all these weird shadows in the webs, and there's web gobbed all over it now.
Hang on. I think I have something in my herbalism kit that
Disgusting
might
place.
make him pass out.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and give me a nature.
Nature or medicine?
Either or. Which are you
Medicine's
better
higher.
at? Okay.
16.
You basically come out and you crush the leaf and go ninja style. And as soon as he like cough, and he eyes roll back, he's already poisoned. He doesn't get no saves. And he's just out cold as like the webbing like lays on his head like a little blanket. Okay, so you guys are moving into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. When did
On guard.
Oh, so you
No.
are you on guard?
I am, because we obviously know that there's a large spider somewhere in the vicinity.
At least
And
I still have my hand on my sword.
Okay.
and
I
a
move back?
goblin boss.
No, we're moving forward, dude.
Can I like be I'm scared.
Well, no, I know you may be scared, but your character is.
So
Remember, Anton is brave.
yeah, and you guys are on guard. So go ahead and give me a perception roll.
Okay, so everybody roll a 20.
Yep. This is the ridiculously important
See,
one.
we're further in
Oh.
now,
I
further
got a
away from the
19.
forest.
What's your
So
bonus?
I'm
Do you
not
have a
gonna
bonus?
see anything.
18 plus.
3.
Wow.
So
I got
your
a
perception
22 for my
I got
Is your
20.
wisdom bonus?
Great,
I
because I
got-
got an 8.
I got an 8 too.
I got a 23.
So the
Me too.
ranger and the
I got
paladin,
22.
as soon as you guys move in here, the ranger immediately
That's-
braces for danger because
No, that's 23.
you're a ranger. You know this type of danger. You
That's
know
21.
You know in the Grey Downs how these spiders like to ambush from their little things. And Anton, the paladin, with the gleamingness of your shield, immediately you see across the way here, this room of course is covered in webs, but there's a funnel of webs right here. And you see right there, I mean like a laser beam, you see through the webs, 8 eyeballs, shiny little spider eyes. And
Glittering in the light.
this is the size of the creature. It's a spider, but it's about this size. And it's looking at you while you're looking at it. And you're just seeing the mandibles just do this. And its legs are getting ready. It's getting ready to like go like this so it can just like put all 8 legs there and just pounce out of that hole all at once on somebody. But you see it as you walked in there.
Yeah.
The ranger
You don't warn us?
spots it.
Wait, who has the bow?
I do.
Oh, there,
No, actually,
I
no,
have a
there's
bow
no bow.
too.
All right,
I
then
don't.
I want to ask both of you to shoot it.
I don't have a bow. I
I
Okay.
have a bow.
Oh,
So
I
everybody,
have a bow
since you
too.
know
We have to
Danger's
roll.
there and Danger knows there, let's all roll initiative.
Okay,
So
so
you
D20.
roll your D20 again.
D20.
13.
16.
2.
Okay, but add, you have an initiative bonus at the
Right
top.
there.
Plus 1, so 3.
3. Okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot. +3 to my initiative, so
Where is it on this sheet?
Should be
19.
over on this side. 19.
She has a different kind of
It
sheet.
should be in the red box. Yeah, in the corner there somewhere. It should be. What's your dex modifier? Basically, that's your initiative.
+2.
+2. So what you got?
17.
Ooh,
16.
nice.
10.
Hey, you all rolled better than my spider. Well, I'll take
Okay.
the palette.
hey, that's okay.
Hey,
That's
it's
okay.
better to get your red rolls out on something like this. You're just saving them for when you fuck it.
And the thing is that you're reacting last because you're the wall. You're there to protect everyone. So you're waiting to see what the spider does before you lash into combat. So, first is Sasha.
Oh, really?
With her amazing reaction time.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot it with my bow. So,
Pew pew.
pew.
Okay, you whip out your little short bow, your
Yes.
little halfling-sized short bow.
Yes.
Literally,
we just set your phone off.
Yeah, but it's set to my voice and
I
it
know.
didn't like you.
Apparently. Natural 20.
oh my
That is the best roll you can possibly
And
get.
literally,
Booyah.
you've got the cleric and paladin in front of you, but you whip out your bow and you snap that arrow off so fast it goes right between both of their legs, right towards the spider in this little hole.
Okay.
And it's a
So,
headshot.
well, we'll see what happens.
So you roll your damage dice twice,
Okay.
and don't forget your bonus to damage. That's a 6, yep.
Attack bonus is +5.
So
Okay.
11 points of damage. Oh no,
I got 6 and 1.
12 points of damage.
Damn. As this amazing halfling arrow goes flinging, because, obviously you remember the stories of your halfling people being eaten by spiders, because this is like a common, boogeyman for halflings. Spiders of unusual size. And your
Yes.
arrow goes out and you hit it right under its mouth. It's making this horrible sound as all of a sudden its fangs are salivating venom and you see gore just dripping down its neck. It's not happy with you.
Okay.
It's you it might be the cleric's light, but you see rage in those insect
Jesus.
eyes.
Well, luckily I have 2 meat shields. In
Luck,
front of
yeah,
me.
luckily it looks like the paladin's legs exploded with an arrow. So then it is our druid's turn.
I'm
Would you
kind of
like to-
far back,
You have these are friendly squares and there's no one there, so you can walk through
You
your
have
friends.
full.
how far away am I from the spider currently?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 feet.
Okay, can I move 15 feet and cast a spell?
Yep.
How about 20 to go to one of these corners?
Sure.
So you're not in the same
As long
corners.
as I'm within 30 feet.
Yeah, you're good.
I would like to cast Thorn Whip.
Oh. Okay, so go ahead and cast your Thorn Whip. You point.
And I roll a big fat 13.
Okay, you all of a sudden this thorny, she casts a spell with her cantrip, with her focus in her hand. Vine grows up and goes lashes, and it just flies in there to hit the spider. The spider immediately shrieks back, with it just snapping right in front of its face.
How
Just-
far away is it from the paladin?
It is 5, 10, 15 feet.
Okay.
And
so
just barely misses. It
it
just
misses?
pops.
Okay.
Just barely, almost one number off misses.
Well, it says +5 to hit. Do I get any other bonuses that I'm not aware of?
Nope, that would just be the +5.
Okay.
You added that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it just barely misses. Are you good with where you're standing? Do you want to use some more movement?
I will move over one so that the ranger has a better
Oh, that was nice of you, yes. Vantage point.
vantage point.
Okay, so
Basically, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna move to where she was.
where she just left, okay? Because you two obviously are used to working together. You've got this great tag team simpatico going.
And then I'm gonna wait till it pounces out.
Oh,
Since I have my hand on my sword, so I can just go like that.
okay. Now, no, with you standing here, if it does come out and stands here, you wouldn't be able to reach it. Did you want to move up next to the paladin so that way you could hit it with the sword if it comes out to attack the paladin? Okay, so you're moving up just one more. Because you are the spider slayer. As our druid keeps falling over.
I don't like being indoors.
Okay, so you've readied your action basically. You've got your sword ready to, as soon as that spider comes out, you're going to do the whole draw and attack. Okay? So, Narcipa.
I am going to use Sacred Flame.
Okay.
I am going to burn the holy light into that vile creature.
And what is your spell DC?
Let's see here.
And is it against Dex?
Yes, it is. Hold on this prefab, where is my spell DC?
Is it over by your spells?
Let's see here, wisdom.
What's your number? It's going to be close.
You tell me where it is.
Okay. Spellcasting. It is your wisdom modifier, so we've got 13. Your DC is 13.
Okay.
It does not make it.
Okay, so then it's
As your
gonna take-
sacred flame cascades around, it seems like it kindles on the webbing. It causes the webbing to burn and cinder-ish.
Only 3 points of damage.
Hey, but 3 points of damage is also a corona of radiant light glows around the spider, lighting it up and burning around it.
I'm just so happy.
Maybe even making it easier to hit.
Yeah.
Burning the left away.
Certainly does put an odor out, though.
Unfortunately, it's now the spider's turn.
Dun, dun,
As you
dun,
see
dun,
8
dun,
legs
dun.
all at once come around this opening and put their hands on it, and the spider just like pukes out.
Guess what that means?
Thankfully, it had just enough space to come out, but the ranger was ready for this. You know how spiders attack. You readied your action. Go ahead and make your attack. As soon as it comes out, you have your reaction to immediately draw and attack.
4.
Plus.
5.
So 9 points.
9. So 9 to attack. Okay, you swing your sword, and this thing was ready for you. It's super cautious with the bleeding arrow, and as soon as you whip your sword out, it immediately like reacts to your like its spidey sense tells it that you're attacking.
Did
And
it tingle?
And it squats down as your sword just goes just shy of it. You see little hairs of the spider. As its eyes are just glaring at both of you. And it's going to attack you. It sees Anton as the biggest threat because, you got your shiny armor. You're all fancy there. You're scary as heck. And it's reeling back. Its fangs are coming out dripping in poison. And it's biting.
Oh! Yeah! Critical fail!
I got distracted.
It reels back to bite you.
And one of its legs.
And immediately you see it kind of do this weird... It wobbles for a second until you look down and realize that the shiny burnt hairs from the radiant damage and the gore dripping out of its arrow wound in its neck, it slips on the gore. And literally is
Slipped on its own.
That is like the most embarrassing
belly
thing for
flop
a spider.
upside down.
Slipping is
Oh,
like...
so its soft underside is exposed now.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I'm gonna hit it.
This is
Is
like
it my
the
turn
most
now?
embarrassing thing that
And
could possibly
Anton-
happen
It is
in
now
the-
your turn.
in the spider world.
Honestly, as a paladin, this is why it was meant to be. This is why you come after it, because you knew, you trusted in faith, and your armor, and your friends, and it is your turn.
I want to use my longsword and just stab it straight in the stomach.
Okay, so you're going to like drop your shield and use both hands on your longsword for the extra
Oh wait,
damage?
no, I don't want to.
No,
No,
you
you
get
can't.
extra damage for that.
Oh, can I pick up my shield again?
Yeah,
No,
afterwards,
you
yeah.
don't.
Okay, yeah. I'm
And
gonna,
It's
I
not
will-
like a video game where
And I will give you advantage because it's now basically
Prone.
proned,
so that
prostrating
means
its
he
belly.
rolls 2d20,
So you get
right?
2d20
So roll
and you
both
get
of
the
these.
better of the two rolls.
I can better him.
No,
Well,
you get
well,
the-
you get whichever one's higher number. So you have advantage.
14.
14 plus.
For
So 17, that will definitely hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
so your damage is a D8.
Now, it's actually a D10 because he's using
He's
his
doing-
longsword two-handed.
Oh,
So it does
okay,
extra
so
damage.
D10, so that's this one. So roll that one.
And add your strength.
So
Now
7
add-
points damage.
7 points damage.
So you just flick the sword around. You drop your shield like a boss. Pull the sword around and just stab into it. And it just makes this horrible sound that's reverberating. Like, as you stab down into it, it's still moving and twitching and alive, but just barely. You know this thing is not long for the world. As you just like twist and pull your sword out of it and get ready for another strike. Now, do you want to pick up your shield? You can if you'd like, or
yes,
you can.
I need defense.
Okay, so and you just like a boss step down and your shield comes back in your hand like Captain America, as you go back to the one-handed sword and board style. Okay, so now we're back at the top of the order.
Okay. So it's prone.
It's prone.
Let's see here.
Try to shoot it in the face.
Now it might be easier if I stab it since it's prone.
Yeah,
Oh,
get
yes.
get advantage as opposed to
Yeah.
shooting it with a bow.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna use my short sword and dart in, stab.
Okay, so you basically offhand your bow, whip out the short sword, and you're coming down on it as
Yeah.
only a halfling can,
Yeah.
which means you're coming up on it.
Okay, give me a second.
It's okay. New character sheets. And the
I'm just
sound.
wondering if I could sneak attack because I'm
You
tiny.
have an adjacent friend there. Yes, you can use your sneak attack.
I would like
bonus.
to use sneak attack. So.
Remember, with 5th edition, your sneak attack bonus only requires an ally within 5 feet. So
Okay.
you've got it.
So okay,
So once per round, you can get your extra damage.
so you can deal an extra 1d10 to the target. So let's hope I actually hit it. 14 plus. What do I add?
It's going to be your dex bonus.
So plus 3, so 17.
17? 17 will definitely hit.
Okay. And I get to roll an extra
No flash photography.
an extra D6 because of sneak attack, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Gavin.
So
In here.
10.
Oh, you tell
plus
me.
a 5.
Yeah, you.
Oh, it's dead.
Yeah.
You tell me how you horribly mutilate this corpse.
I literally want to just like stab it in the face
Okay.
because face stabbing is fun.
So your halfling rogue partner, she comes up and she just basically guts literally like shells the face with her knife.
Ew.
So you can just like
She's popping out the
as
eyeballs.
the inside parts come out and it looks horrible as it just splotches on the floor. It's dead. It's dead. It's way beyond dead. Somebody start a fire. It's done. Okay, so you realize that this spider's obviously like the
guard dog?
guard dog for the entrance here, especially with the way maybe that the spiders, how they discovered this cave system, because the spider made its original tunnel, which connected to another tunnel, and that the goblins have taken advantage of these. So you look around and you notice that there doesn't seem to be anything in there except for a couple dried husks and cocoons.
No loot?
Do you guys,
Any loot?
do you check the husks,
Yes.
the cocoons?
Yes.
Because, spiders put things in cocoons and then drink out of them like sippy cups.
Yeah, so I'm
Okay,
a rogue. We check for loot.
you guys immediately start cutting up some of those husks, and you see this horrible sight of just mummified bodies. Some goblins, some look like commoners in the area that must have been captured and taken there. Some like small animals and things. But you do find about 23 copper pieces and a few silver coins on the floor that the goblins hadn't noticed.
Who's going to be the banker?
I was already writing it.
So usually when we game, one person is the banker for the group, and then everyone divvies
And
up
then
the
they
money.
split it out.
So it's 23 copper and how much?
And if it's a total of 8 gold.
8 gold? Oh,
Yeah.
just 8 gold and
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it's the copper and gold.
Okay, so 23 copper and 8 gold.
Mhm.
Okay.
Lots of dirty coins in this room.
Okay.
So after you guys spend some time, good, 15, 20 minutes looting the room, you obviously are going to see that there's iron rungs in the wall here, which you can't see because the wall is facing against you, but there's actual rungs that the goblins put into the wall to make climbing easier, especially for you shorties. For normal people, climbing's easy. Goblins and halflings, you have to climb twice as much. So you guys climb up the rungs? And,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Now the rungs seem to be pretty secure, but who's going to be the first one going up there?
First in line.
Okay.
A paladin.
Go ahead and give me a dex check.
So you're gonna roll your d20
7.
plus 1, so 8.
Okay. So as you start going up there, you're like, I got this. And you start climbing, and immediately you grab a rung, one of the ladder rungs, and it just comes out. It comes off the wall. Like it was just placed in holes. It's not actually secure. So you're like climbing, whoop! And immediately, probably because of the weight of your armor and all, you start to pitch backwards, and you basically take a small fall. Yeah.
Oh, no, I wouldn't either.
Damn goblin booby traps.
6-sided. I think 1-sided would be.
2 points of damage. So you're going to take 2 points of damage
gonna-
falling.
So you're gonna write here.
That you took 2 points of damage basically falling on your bomb.
So mine's
right,
2?
so just put 9 right there.
Yep. And so basically you just fall down, about a good 6 feet or so and just land right on your butt. It's embarrassing.
How
Little
does that
bruise.
hurt though?
Dude, falling and you're covered in metal armor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trust
and
me, it's
you
gonna
weren't
hurt.
expecting. You're just like climbing the ladder and literally the rung comes off in your hand and you're like, whoa. Thankfully nobody was right behind you because you're all taking turns going up the ladder. But you basically realize that was the only loose one. So you climb up into the next room, which you see has... It's really weird when you poke your hole into this next room here. You'll notice that there's these little cisterns full of water that's dripping down from the ceiling. And there's like some tree roots right above, so it's off. But right here, there's a brazier. It's basically a bowl with a small fire in it. Now goblins, generally goblins can see fine in the dark. They don't do a lot of fire. But there's a little brazier there with a bunch of homemade torches. Like some are just straw that's tied together. There's wood torches. Tons of torches. Like dozens of them piled up there. Some that have been burned a little and then soaked in oil and then put back there. But you notice a ton of torches. Now go ahead and give me a perception roll since you're the first one up there. Who's coming up after the paladin?
I am.
Okay, so you're keeping the marching order?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means I'm 3rd. So
9.
9? Okay, so you notice, more spider webs, no big thing, but you notice that there's one torch that was burnt out on the ground there. Basically looks like someone lit a torch and then threw it down, just let it burn out. But it does strike your fancy as weird that there's a bunch of torches in there. So then the cleric's coming up behind you. We'll go ahead and
Not
put you,
even.
The other one.
put you there.
About that.
that's our.
Oh, that's the druid.
That
There
is
we
me.
go.
Remember, the one that keeps falling over
Is the druid,
Is the
yeah.
druid.
So cleric, as you come up, you basically see the burning brazier, and you're like, how nice of them to put a warm brazier down here for us, and a pile of torches. So go ahead and give me a perception roll.
Ooh, I got a 24.
You immediately see this as fishy. You see a pile of torches, like someone's worked really hard to make all these torches, or they like loot torches from dead adventurers and pile them all up there.
And knowing that these are goblins and they don't need torches.
Exactly. As you look at the torches, you kind of like take the scene in, and you look around and notice, like the paladin did the burnt out torch here.
Uh-huh.
Then you notice another spot right around where the corner here starts, another burnt out torch. But then you notice when you look, you see that where the torch is, with the glowing mace, maybe it's the light. He didn't have the light you did, and with your glowing mace, you notice that the floor is moving.
Ew.
And it looks like right near the torch, like within inches of the burnt out torch, is a ton of baby spiders.
Ew.
So it looks like the floor is slithering with little crawling spiders on themselves. But with your roll, you notice that the burnt torch trail. So you think there might be a connection there.
They used it to kill the spiders.
Or just to keep them at bay, maybe.
Yeah. Can I do something?
What do you do? It's your turn. Well, you did just do the perception. Oh, we got a secret note passed here. What is the secret
Can I
note?
just do sacred flame across the floor?
Okay, so you fire off the sacred
no,
flame.
I'm gonna tell the thing. I'm gonna do. Well, I'll wait for my burning hands. And I'm gonna do sacred flame, like right skidding across the floor.
Okay.
It should like light up the torches that are sitting
Well,
there.
it does radiant damage, not
It
fire.
does,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
it
it's
will,
holy light
Oh, okay, so it's not
sprinkles.
real flame.
Yeah, it's
But
holy
it
sprinkles.
will actually kill the spiders.
Oh, okay.
But
if it
it's
hits
radiant
them.
damage.
If it hits them. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm basically bowling for.
Okay, so you
But
see,
it also will light up the whole.
so you're dropping a sacred flame on the first swarm of spiders.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they can all get out of the way.
Well, go ahead and roll for
They
damage.
need the.
they have disadvantage.
Okay, 4.
Okay. So your flame basically cooks a bunch of the babies and it basically burns all the spider web away. So you can clearly see now that you've torched this area and the glow that's coming, that there are more torches and like it almost looks like a line of someone like think of it in the modern day dropping flares.
Yeah, exactly. It's like in Tremors where they drop the dynamite to get a little farther.
And next comes up the rogue.
Yeah.
Because you kind of like had it all wedge up.
Yeah.
And next comes up.
Good thing it's a cantrip, and I can just keep doing it over and over and
Flame
over.
whip is a cantrip too, so I
Okay,
don't feel
so
bad that I missed.
so top of the order, you know. So who's gonna do what first? We roll initiative. Or you're just gonna do.
I'm almost wondering, because I got a flask of oil. Well, I have more than one flask of oil. And if I threw oil out and then we lit a flame, would that help?
But how
Well,
long
the
will
problem
it take
is then you have a wall of fire in front of you.
to, yeah,
Okay,
then
never
we
mind.
can't pass through.
You know now both of you guys give me Ranger, you give me a nature roll. This sounds like a Ranger thing more than a Druid thing.
17. No, wait. What's your
14.
nature?
14. You get the idea that these goblins probably got some smart Rangers in their group, because you're picking up from what everyone's done that all the goblins do is they light the torches, throw a torch in front of them, and then step over it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just do the same thing down the hallway to keep the spiders away. That the baby spiders will like shriek away from the flame and not bother you if you just drop torches.
So everybody just grab a torch, I guess.
Yeah.
And we can light the ones that are just sitting there along
Yeah,
the
you
way
can just
too.
tap the torches and
Basically, I just break my silence again.
okay.
So I grab a torch.
You just grab a torch. Creepy Ranger voice.
I'm a ranger.
Oh.
My voice sounds like this because I only use it once a week. You've made me talk too much.
What do you want to use, baby?
Okay.
Wait, what is a stick of essence?
That's
Incense. Incense. So you basically make incense so when you pray, you can smell nice. Or like the samurais used to do, they incense their helmet so that the person who kills them will have a pleasant smelling helmet with your head in it. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a priest thing.
It's a nice thing. Okay, and as you guys light the first torch and drop it, you notice when the spiders, of course, scurry away en masse, they crawl over something that looks like a sack, another cocoon, but this one is huge and laying up against the side of the, there's one on each side of the walkway here, and it looks like the cocoons are attached to the walls, and like spiders crawling all over it on both sides. So you got a cocoon over here and a cocoon over here. The cocoon on the left-hand side looks smaller than the one on the right. The right looks
Do they
like...
look fresh or do they look like they're dried out?
They look really fresh.
Okay.
Like probably in the amount of time since the kidnapping happened.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I
this could
think
be...
one of them is the maiden.
Well, there's 2 handmaidens. So, yeah.
I want to draw. I want to.
This time this might... Because these are much bigger than the first one. we
Yeah,
saw.
much bigger than,
Okay.
than
So-
goblin
so it's
half
not a
size.
goblin.
It's
Okay.
like human size.
Okay, then this might be part of the party that got kidnapped.
Okay, then I'm going to.
Matter of fact, it could be like human size with big petticoats or human size with lots of muscle, you know.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hold my torch near to scare off the spiders
Okay.
that are on the closest one to me.
Okay. Now, one thing you notice that when you guys have the torches, the spiders will keep 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
So immediately when you torch up, they start scampering over each other to stay away. It's almost
Okay.
like, they may have been burned to train them type of thing.
Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna carefully cut open one of the cocoons.
Okay, the big one or the small one?
I'll go.
Decisions.
Even, small, odd, big. Small.
Okay, so you
He
mean...
said
No,
odd
odd.
was
Big,
big.
sorry.
Okay,
I don't
the
know why I
big,
did that.
you grab your short sword and you definitely... And immediately a person rolls out.
Are they alive?
The person is definitely alive. Looks like someone's going to have to do a medicine roll to wake them up.
I
Okay.
get.
Okay.
Oh,
It
my
looks
medicine is plus
looks
3.
like-
What's yours?
It looks like they were probably
Plus
bitten and
one.
poisoned at
Oh,
one
So she's
point,
better.
but you can't see much
Remember,
because
you're back
they're wearing a
She's
helmet.
the main healer.
But you do see that they've got like on their arm a little armband tied on that's got the princess's honor guard color.
Ah,
Okay. So while she's taking care of that, I'm going to do the same thing to the other one.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll medicine.
Medicine.
Oh, and I got a 19.
Okay. So you're successfully pulling the helmet open and taking the helmet off to revive the person. But you're cracking that smelling salt again. You get a lot of work out of your ammonia. As the rogue's going over and slices open, and all of a sudden, just spills this backpack and a bunch of equipment. It looks like somebody tied up all this equipment. And we'll find out what the person who just got cut out of the web looks like once he gets back from the restroom. He got so excited that he was being untied that he had to go to the restroom.
Oh,
You
he
alleviated
says I love that the red, white, blue dice.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
he likes them a lot.
So you guys have basically revived. You possibly there's this chime as all of a sudden the name is displayed below him of Zero. You know what, Anton? I think you know Zero, right? He's a fighter that was part of the princess's retinue of security. No, it's totally appropriate. Wasn't World of Warcraft at all. By the way, your mission just completed.
Yes.
This break brought to you by the World of Warcraft mission app.
Oh
So-
my god. Best
So
app
once you get
ever.
to level 100, you can do your missions all day long.
Yeah, you got the garrison or the
Mm-hmm.
campaign hall.
So you know that this Zero, he's a cool dude. He's on your side. Obviously, if he's here, the princess has to be here. And of course, your cleric's waking him up, and she probably follows up with a slap because that's what she does. She slaps people.
So flick his ears, flick his nose. Hello.
Are you alive?
You sir, wiki, eggs and bakey.
Yeah, just like that. She says things like that.
Yes, because I'm obnoxious.
So
I'm British.
So you guys have no problem with the torches keeping these spiders at bay.
Okay.
By the way, each one of these is like, dozens of tiny little spiders.
Ew.
Yes. Not very creepy.
Where's his character so we can add him onto the...
Oh,
Zero?
let's go with that one.
Just
Okay. So who is leading the way?
Well, I think,
Well,
are we just going to keep our same...
Continue on?
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
That'll slide.
Huh?
But
Yes, it is kind of a little droppy slide type of thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, he did drink a lot of his water.
good. Hydration is important.
He did make sure to hydrate after the show, right?
You know what? Can I cast light on his shield?
You can. You can then.
So your shield is glowing.
So your shield is like a torch now.
So you have
It's even
extra
better.
lights.
So can I just throw away my torch?
You, what,
No, you don't wanna
Well,
do
the
that.
torch,
No, we
the
need the
fire
torches
is
for the
different.
spiders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because now I
But-
know what it like.
But the shield, well, you were holding your shield and your torch anyway.
Yeah.
But the shield makes you see better. The torch keeps the
Yeah.
spiders away.
It just
Yeah.
gives us more light.
Which you can just throw the torch on the floor, and while it's cooking on the floor, they stay away from it.
yeah, but
Yeah.
we're still going, so we
Mhm.
kind of need that for a bit longer. Spiders, all over spiders. Everything is spiders.
Okay, so now one quick question: is anyone good with intimidation?
Not I.
I got +3 to intimidation.
So does
Gentleman
so
just-
Zero has been discovered and cut out of the web. The cleric has brought Zero back to consciousness. Your equipment was found across the way from you, conveniently left in spider webbing. Zero and Anton know each other because you're homies with the princess's guard. You were one of her bodyguards that was protecting her, and you got captured. It wasn't your fault. The spiders ambushed you. You know, who knew they were crawling under the thing, and it was really horrible. What do you want to tell the group about the princess's kidnapping?
Goblins did it.
Just make something up.
What was a distinguishing feature of the boss of the goblins that you saw before you were taken out?
He was very strategic.
He was very strategic in his tactics. So this guy, he's the guy. You know, we got to be careful for that goblin.
So you could say
A
something
smart
like,
goblin.
he was very strategic and he planned accordingly. He must have known where we were so that he could attack us and take us by surprise.
Okay. So are you good with intimidation, by the way?
Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm. He has a +4.
Okay, so you do know with your intimidation, that's basically like your warrior shout, growl. You can try to like scare away flocks of weaker enemies. You have a feeling from when the attack happened that the leader of these goblins, he intimidates his people a lot. So if you were to possibly do well, that you could get some of them to leave his service. Basically make them turn tail and run. They don't seem to be very brave in mass. Only when they've got their boss backing them up. And you know you got to hurry because as you told Anton, they captured the princess.
So we need to go get the princess.
Okay, so you guys are going into the next room.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys come in the room. It's completely dark except for the glow of the shield, and you're hearing some snickery sounds. So where would our fighter like to be in the...
Where do you
Sarah,
want to be?
where do you want to be in the order of...
I'm assuming you want to be up next with the paladin?
Sure.
Okay.
And if anybody would like to know what he looks like, he's 5'10". He's got black hair and red eyes.
Ooh.
Now, is this actual red eyes or bloodshot eyes?
Just
What
red
race
colored.
is he?
Oh.
Human? He's human.
Okay.
What color's your skin? Is it
Alright,
tan?
so-
Is it dark? Is it light?
We hear snickering
A little
noises.
darker than
We don't
mine,
see anything
but
yet,
Mhm.
but we know something.
So as soon as Anton walks in the room and his shield lights up the area, you notice that there's a goblin that was poorly hiding himself in there. But you can tell from the noise that there's more in the alcove there. And this goblin looks at Anton with his glowing shield.
You guys can go around
And kind of-
if you want to see.
Yeah, you can come move around the table. Whips out his dagger, and you see this black, rusty, crude dagger. And he looks at you, and you sense he does not like the idea of this group of adventurers in his living room. And he looks at his
I wonder
dagger,
why.
and he looks at your spider blood encrusted sword, your glowing magic shield, this big fighter next to you with his helmet on, and he's looking at both of you guys.
I know what I'm gonna do. Wait, can I do something?
Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay, so everybody roll initiative.
Okay, so roll your
Oh, a natural 20
Ready?
on initiative, no less.
Fine.
So I got 23.
Ooh, that's good.
I got an 18.
I got a +.
I forget what it is again. What did you roll?
Dex.
You
Dex,
got a
okay,
you got a
so-
6 actually.
So you
A
go on
six?
16.
I got a 5.
I'm going
16.
That's fine because sometimes when
Got
you're the last one,
16.
you're the one who can finish up the fight.
So you go.
Zero got a 16.
I go on
Oh, what did
12.
Zero get?
16.
I rolled a 6.
Plus your dex.
Yeah.
And what did Dalen
altogether.
get?
12.
12?
Because I rolled a 2.
Think Babylon 5. Dalen.
Dalen. Wow, I had 2 6s. So Tristan, what's your dex modifier?
4.
4? Oh, that would be you that goes after that. So, first comes up Narsitha. She was prepared for this. She was on guard, the darkness,
Creatures.
the spiders. You're on edge right now, and you see this goblin And you know he's got friends down there. You can hear the breathing noises of him.
Okay. I am going to step in front of the pally and the warrior
Okay.
and a fighter, and I am going to cast Burning Hands.
Are you? Oh my God, that's gonna be horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would like to go 15 feet forward, not
Yeah.
in front of the goblin, but 5 feet from the goblin,
Yeah,
which would
because
then,
that way when I move back, they can't do a.
Oh my God, you get all of them.
Yes.
Horrible. You're a horrible person.
It was the perfect setup for Burning Hands.
Okay.
Okay, so, alrighty. So, dexterity saving throw.
Okay. It's 13, huh?
Yep.
Okay, first we're gonna have the.
And we're going to use the flame dice. The flaming six-sided.
She's got
So we're gonna
special
have the
dice.
spiders go. Oh, the spider did not make his dex. Ah, it's a 20. One of the spiders will survive. Now we have the first goblin. He does not make it. Second goblin does not make it. Third goblin makes it. So this goblin, the intimidated one who saw it coming, he made his save, and this spider here that you see, the one on the ceiling, did not make it. Apparently your flames wafted up and hit him.
Okay, so.
And by the way, it's funny that this one's wearing the princess's clothes.
Seriously?
Your flame dice don't like you today. Give that a real shake. You just went. There you go.
Okay, so the full damage is 12. So half damage is 6.
Okay, so you go up there, describe your burning hands. When you do the
Okay. Basically, putting my hands out in front of them, I call forth on the power of Krellin, and I ignite flame from my fingertips, and it shoots out into a 15-foot cone right into the alcove.
I like how she gets all witchy sounding all of a sudden. Somebody's like, let me check your character sheet.
I am
So-
chaotic neutral.
She's shooting, what she's doing is shooting out a flame of fire that goes like this and hits all of them. So
and then I go,
this goblin, this goblin wearing the princess's clothes catches fire and just explodes into flames, leaving just a toasted corpse.
Oh,
This
dear.
one flames and dies. On the ceiling, you didn't see, but there was a giant wolf spider. It caught fire, its legs cooking as it hits the ground right next to another one.
and then and as I'm walking back, I go,
And she turns around and walks back like a boss. And so this, you hear a spider skitching and getting away from the burning corpse of his friend. And this guy's burned. You see everything, but like he blinks, and also you see the cinder around his eyelids is the only thing green left on him. He's all just ash. He's got 3rd-degree burns bubbling up on his skin, but
just mark
he's
that
still
off my spell
alive.
list.
But you barely. Oh my God! As of course this chasm lights up amazingly when the fire rolls through it. Okay, so Sasha,
Yes.
what would you like to do? How do you follow that up?
I'm just gonna shoot an arrow at freaking
Okay,
crispy critter right there.
you just pop a quick
Yeah.
clink of the bow.
7 plus.
Ooh, it's gonna be close.
Crap. I forget.
Dex.
Dex plus proficiency,
Dex is +3.
So 10.
so plus 5. So Dex proficiency is +2 right now, so +2 to your Dex. So
Okay.
10, 11, 12?
Yeah.
Okay. So you flick your arrow out, you go plink, and it's by sheer luck that this goblin just does like a matrix move. It's like he just shakes the ash, and as he shakes, the arrow goes just like zipping past his ear. You know, he's
So it
still
takes 13
he's still seeing the wall of fire in his corneas of his eyes. Okay, so 0. You remember when these goblins mocked you. They They drugged you.
They kicked you.
They tied you up. They left you for baby spiders to crawl inside your armor
Ew.
and torment you.
Ew.
They did bad things to you. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna try to intimidate him.
Say it a little louder.
I'm gonna try to intimidate the goblin.
Okay, well, actually, you can do an intimidation roll on both of them, you know.
What were you
I
gonna
would
say?
say that he gets
Would you do
advantage
like a
considering-
battle roar to make them run away?
No.
What were
How are you going to intimidate
I
them?
would basically, I was gonna say, run away or we will kill you.
Okay,
He's
that's
nice.
perfect.
I think he gets advantage considering all
I
of these
will
guys
give him
just roasted.
advantage
You're
that
gonna roll a d20.
that she just vaporized a bunch of them. So yeah, you're apparently some mighty powerful magical people.
Run away or we'll kill you.
Whoa, natural 20!
What?
+4.
Plus 5.
Wow.
Damn!
So you get out there, you just
24.
like, I'm here before we kill you.
These goblins just peed their
Immediately, you're noticing, we will call him Ashy McAshy. And his spider, it's not their turn yet, so they can't act. But you have the idea that they are going to turn tail and run away as soon as they get at their next
a wet
chance.
spot on the goblin.
You see a little stream of green washing away the ash on his leg.
Oh!
So
He
you
was
you believe he will be leaving immediately at the next moment he can.
Wait, who's next?
Who's next is a good question. It is actually going to be Dalen's turn.
Oh.
You gonna let him live or you just gonna kill him?
I guess I'm within 30 feet.
Yeah?
I will thorn whip it.
Whip it good.
Okay. You whip out your little thing, you're like, let the earth take it.
No.
What'd you
9.
roll? 9? So, of course, Thorn Whip snips. There's a reason why it's a cantrip. Are you good with where you're standing, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So then it is the goblin's turn.
Okay, I would just like to announce that his very first roll, he rolled a
Natural
Natural 20 on his new dice.
That is awesome on his
Yes,
brand new dice.
On his brand new dice. Immediately, this goblin looks at you. You see like a little streak of tear wash some ash off his face as he runs to the spider, jumps on the spider, then gives it a quick yip yip, and the spider's crawling up to the wall to a little hole, and the two of them are like popping into this hole, leaving through their little escape tunnel.
Aww.
Leaving a little liquid trail.
Ew.
With, basically burning spider and goblin smell wafting all of your noses at once.
Are there any more cocoons?
There are not.
Okay, because we're still trying to find handmaiden and princess.
Now, are you guys going further into the room?
Yeah, let's search the room.
So when you come over here, our cleric didn't notice it because she was in a hurry, but right here are two handmaidens tied up really well with silk ropes. Spider silk
Are
ropes.
they alive?
They are alive, they are gagged, and their eyes are huge like $2 silver because they saw what you guys just did.
I was about to say I was going to perception.
No, but you don't need to, you just need to get around the corner because they're in this little
We can cut
alcove
them loose.
where you can't see them until you're there.
So we cut them loose.
Thankfully, they were just out of range for the
That would
burning
have been
hands.
terrible.
Two burnt corpses.
Like, never fear, lady. Stay with us. We will protect you.
And immediately when you gag them, one's like this handmaiden. She's this old elderly lady, very very big and happy to see you guys. And immediately Anton, she gives you a huge hug, Anton, because she knows you. You're here to save the princess, Anton. You are our hero. And she looks around
Like, and I'm like,
0, and she
I'm
counts
the
from
hero.
0 next.
I'm like, I'm the folk hero.
And then, the other handmaiden comes up to you and says, Your Holiness, thank you,
That's
thank
about
you.
right.
Thank you, Your Holiness.
I kiss my ring. Yeah, that's better.
Thank you, you're here to heal the princess if she needs to be rescued. The horrible goblins went that way and they point to the cave up ahead here. They dragged her, kicking and screaming. Anton, you'd be so proud of her. She didn't give up. She fought all the way. They said they were going to hold her for ransom or feed her to the spiders, depending on how she behaved, but she still fought them. Zero, she used every fighting trick that you've taught her so well. You would have been so proud of her as well. But you must go rescue her. Should we stay here? Is it safe, or should we go with you?
Stay with us. We will protect
No,
you.
stay back, stay back.
Well, what if they come back?
My fear. Okay. I don't know. Like more targets is what my like.
They stay back
Okay.
because there's a hole in the ceiling where goblins escape from, which means there's a hole in the ceiling so more goblins can come through.
It's
Well,
not a
we-
well-used hole, but it's a
Oh
a
wait,
hole.
I was gonna say. Oh, we cleared. No, there's like a hallway full of spiders.
You know what?
Yeah, they.
You know what I'm gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna abandon my shield so I can cover, using my shield to cover up the hole and use my the wheel of my
Okay, go ahead and give me a athletics roll. Basically, you're going to shove your shield in the hole to block it and bang it so that it plugs the hole.
Yeah.
That's a really good use of skills.
Just remember, it will lower your armor class.
3, which is 6.
6. Okay, you think that you've shoved the shield in there and it's going to wedge the hole shut. It looks kind of shoddy, like you did it in a hurry, but you think it's gonna hold.
Oh no.
I just love how he said that. He's an experienced gamer at this point. Okay, so you guys know that the princess is that direction, and all of a sudden, almost as if moving magic on cue, you hear the get away, you brute! Of the princess screaming up ahead.
Princess!
Okay, are you guys heading down that direction?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
gonna charge forward.
Okay, so you're bravely charging
Where are we
forward.
going? Like here, or is
Yep.
there anything
Well-
happening here?
Nothing is happening there. It's well traveled. The webs are almost
Okay.
gone, but the little
So
leads up to the next room there. Yep. So you can go ahead and move the group up there.
up to here.
Yep.
Okay. We still in the order with these two in the front.
Yes.
Then
Yep.
your character, then my character.
I don't mind pulling up the rear.
Okay.
As I will do the movie magic. Maybe. As we'll take a brief interlude as you're setting each other up in the proper locations.
And we all barely fit. And I'm really flame heavy apparently.
Sorry.
It's all that druid
He's
magic.
glued to a wider base.
Yeah.
Once you paint it on.
Absolutely.
And it's not as flat as a table.
Right.
Yes. But it's cool looking.
It's his
Very
high
cool
definition.
Yeah.
So is Anton. I knew that was going to happen. I'm glad that happened now. Someone had the cutest little petite sneeze.
I heard it.
Oh
Oh.
no. The thing got unattached.
Yep.
Down at that, not at us.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. So we can actually see, because I'm even going to move this direction. Okay, so as you guys get you finish. Are you being stealthy?
I'm not being stealthy.
You're being in a hurry. You're just rushing up there.
I go
Okay.
stealth.
Okay.
'Cause I have a +5.
Because you're a ranger.
Especially.
I'm also going stealthy, but that's because
You're just gonna. You're
I'm
angry.
naturally.
No,
You're
I'm
mad.
not, no, I'm not gonna stealth or rush in. Just
Go.
go. Yeah.
Huh? What are you looking for, sweetie?
I don't know, I thought I felt something hit my foot, but
I cannot.
Since you're in my way.
I will get in your way. Okay. So, as the paladin is rushing up there, because he hears, I'm thinking the paladin might have a thing for the princess. I'm thinking, because he just immediately bolted. As you rush up there,
No,
I will
no,
save you,
wait.
Gwen.
No, too late. No, too late. Too late. You already committed to it.
you heard the scream and your lady love, even though she's a friendly love, but it just might be, we're all sitting, everybody's like, do they have a...
I don't know, Zero. Do they? You're around them more often
Antoine
than
and
we are.
Gwen, sitting in Kissing.
All right. So are we all
First
rolling
comes
initiative?
rescue, then comes
So, yep,
search.
everyone roll initiative.
Okay. Do you want to borrow one of mine?
Oh my
You want to borrow
god.
my giant one?
20.
Oh yeah.
8 plus 1, so 9.
12.
It's your big one.
I got worse.
17.
I have 7.
So Anton, what did you get?
17
I did
plus-
worse than you.
Okay, Sasha, what did you get?
I got 7.
Blah, 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 blah. You get a 16 again.
5.
Okay.
16.
Zero's got 16.
10.
Hello.
I'm just checking it out.
Oh,
6.
I got
6.
5.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm going last.
See, you're not last this time.
Yes.
Hey! Claire's
careful.
going last.
All the tapes.
Yeah.
I think what it is the paladin was rushing off all reckless, but the rest of the group is trying to be sneaky. That's why they rolled so low. Okay, so 0.
Oh.
Not the part-time hero. You are first. You know that the paladin was rushing so quick and reckless that he's kind of like falling behind, but you cut ahead of him. What is it you'd like to do? As you come up, you see obviously this is like the loot room of where the goblins are, because there's different things stashed around in bags. But more importantly, there's the princess, and she's like tied up to that pillar there. They've got her restrained by the pillar, and she just looks like they've smacked her around. Well, the pillar goes to the roof, to the ceiling.
Yeah,
This
just doing
looks
it.
better.
Okay, makes a good visual. And you see a goblin there with a dagger right to her thigh. Like if he had a chance, he could just slice her leg open and she'll bleed to death in no time. And this goblin, they heard you coming. They rolled a natural 20 on their perception to hear you guys coming out without stealth. They're looking right at you. This goblin's like, I caught her. You come closer.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw my javelins at the goblin.
Oh.
That's what I was going to do.
Well,
Hey.
Hey, tons of javelins.
no
Okay.
time for negotiation.
It's time for aggressive negotiations.
Now you're gonna roll this again.
butt kicking time.
What am I rolling?
You just roll the d20. Woo! 19.
Ooh, that will hit.
3, so that's
Plus?
22.
Plus?
2, so that's 21.
3.
Wait.
Plus a total of plus 5. Because you get a proficiency with it.
24.
That will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That's gonna spear
And
one.
Oh,
what's
wow.
the damage on a javelin?
I think
It's a ranged weapon attack. It is 1d6 plus 3. So roll your d6.
That means you can get at least 4.
Woo! 8 points of damage.
8.
Damn. So you go out and you just fling for the sky, because you're not gonna let that guy hurt your princess. You know they already did you bad, and immediately as your javelin goes flying out, this goblin goes flying across the room with the javelin in his stomach and like hits the floor, just dies on your javelin.
So there's another one.
It would have
pierced
been,
him.
crazier
In
if
the
he
gut.
got flung upwards, hit the wall, fell down, and
No, it would have been cool if he'd been
True.
just like speared into the wall. And he's
Ooh.
like hanging there with the spear in his gut into the wall.
Okay, so what do? You've harpooned him.
Do you want to move closer? Do you want to stay where you are?
I'm going to peek around the edge.
So go ahead and move your character.
He's the yeah.
Okay. So what's your passive perception? Basically, it's 10 plus your wisdom.
12.
12? Okay. You think the coast is clear? You know what? You are sure the coast is clear. Okay.
Do-dee-doo-dee-doo.
So it's my turn.
Oh no.
So immediately, you see this like flap of leather, look like a leather curtain, flip open, and the ugliest, scarred up goblin that you've ever seen, and you get this like flashback of when this guy was taking you out, because it's the leader of goblins. It's the goblin boss.
Dun dun dun!
Who's got this wicked-looking scimitar, which you remember he used to cut down the guards, because he single-handedly killed both the guards on top of the...
Wow.
You're getting this montage flashback of this goblin as he whips out his scimitar, and he's coming after you.
He's like, I thought I already got rid of you.
You killed my henchman. That was my favorite number 1. Will a mighty scimitar strike of 17 hit through your armor?
No.
No.
As he jabs his scimitar into your thigh and it just skitters off the armor. And then all of a sudden, to your horror, you see him grab his grip and then twist his grip and go for a second slash.
Ooh. Oh no.
Wait.
He's got
got
backhand.
And he's gonna miss.
Will a 15 hit you?
Nope.
As immediately you just take a half step back as the blade just flicks up straight from
Some
belly button
classes
to nose.
have,
It would have cut you open if he would have got you. It's a good thing he had to take a few steps away from that wall to attack you, blowing his hide, because if he was next to you and he was able to get you from hiding, you would have been gutted like a fish.
Ooh. Who's next?
Anton.
Oh, look at that. You get to
0
go.
saved, your lady love, or your lady pride.
But now there's a... So
But-
you want to attack?
Yes, I do. Well, how am
You
I?
can get up and
Yeah, I need to get a bit closer. How am I supposed to attack him with my jab?
So, you could do a javelin from where you're standing, because you throw javelins
But the
like a
only
spear.
Just
problem
use
is
your-
you might
or
hit your guy.
You can get if you 5, 10, 15,
I'm
20.
trying to
make
not
it.
hit him.
If you get right here, you guys can tag team on him, which puts you in a better chance to fight him.
Yeah, you get
it
bonuses
gives you
to hit.
advantage.
So basically,
Alright.
the two of you used to fence all the time at the castle, and you know how to partner with each other. So immediately, you're getting up behind the goblin, and the two of you are getting ready to ha-ha, and you're gonna start fencing him.
Or poking him.
Okay, so
All right. So do I?
Roll
roll?
it. 20 sided.
Back again.
Yep.
Check
Roll
it,
it.
wreck it, let's begin.
Yeah, roll it.
All right. Roll it. Poke me and stuff.
Oh, sorry.
10.
10 plus...
3. 10 plus 3.
Yeah.
13.
So-
You slash, and immediately he does this flick, and you realize his cloak was hiding. He has a shield under his cloak. And he immediately lifts the shield up to block your sword strike. And he just glares at you, realizing that, oh, so it's like this, is it? I'll kill the princess if you don't both back off now.
whose turn is it?
It's mine.
But he is making that threat, so I just want to let you know.
I can cure the princess.
Yes, it is Sasha's turn.
Okay. Sneak attack.
Okay, you have allies adjacent.
Yep.
So you're going to get up there and you're just going to blink an arrow between Zero's legs.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's short. She's
I'm
got a
short.
bow.
He's distracted by...
Your bow shot is at his chest level.
Yeah.
Everyone else is knee level.
Yeah.
And you
Alright.
do have combat advantage because you have allies adjacent. Oh, do you have
Roll it
allies
again.
adjacent?
Because you have combat advantage.
It sucks.
As I say, if it's a 1, you're a halfling. You can
No,
always
it's a
you can
7.
reroll ones.
Plus 5 is...
12.
That's 12.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you shoot your arrow, and he lifted his shield up like this to block, Anton's attack, and your arrow goes and just skitters off the chain mail that he's wearing.
Okay.
Did it hit me?
No.
Oh.
If she rolled a 1, it may have.
Yeah.
But this is just...
Hey, I'm halfling. I can
Yes.
reload once.
You're lucky.
Dang it.
I'm lucky.
Okay, Tristan. Time for your keen ranger senses to do what you do best. You see the princess tied up to the wall with some spider silk ropes. You see the goblin threatening her very life. You see your teammates all dogpiling on this scarred up goblin. What are you gonna do?
Which is why I'm gonna take my longbow
Oh,
and try
Okay.
to get the webs.
oh, you're gonna get the webs holding the princess to the wall?
That's cool.
Oh.
So
Okay.
that it's harder to get.
Nice.
Free
That's
the
a great
princess.
move. So it frees the princess so she can defend herself instead of being stabbed. Go ahead and give me a ranged attack roll. You only have to do 5 points of damage.
That's 9.
Plus.
Plus,
I think it should be at least.
now you're shooting an inanimate object that's standing there, so you
13.
just need a 10 or
No,
higher.
14.
Oh, he definitely.
So, what's your dex bonus? So it's your
Uh,
dex at
4.
+4 plus your
Oh.
proficiency
Oh, yeah.
+2. So 6, you roll a 15. So easily, this is the archery competition stuff that you used to do. You cut the ropes with your arrow. Roll for damage. Give me at least 5 points of damage.
Oh yeah.
So
They,
it should be a
8-sided.
1d10 or an 8-sided.
I think it's a
8-sided.
yeah, it's an 8-sided for
4 plus
Plus your
plus.
dex.
plus your dex.
Plus 4, so 8 points. You easily grab, you inhale with your longbow, and you let an arrow fly over everybody that nobody knows what you're shooting at, and then all of a sudden it makes perfect sense when your arrow hits that silk rope, and she's immediately released. So she can now defend herself somewhat. She's not, helpless victim.
Prone, so she's not prone.
Yeah, so she basically is falling off the pillar to the next nearest spot where she can safely stand. So that way we don't have a pile up on the floor.
Correct.
So because of your shot, she is now free. She is now out of immediate danger thanks to her friends that are surrounding the goblin.
Distractions.
As all of a sudden the druid is attacked by something biting her. What? No? You just said ow. I'm making it make sense. Narrative.
Sorry.
Okay, so that's everybody, right?
no.
No. That's right. That isn't everybody. We have the last person. We have Tristan and then
she's the
our
last one
clerk,
this time.
Narcitha.
I haven't gotten to go either. I went on a 6.
Oh well, then she goes
Yes,
before me.
you can go.
I have the lowest.
Not that I know what I'm gonna do. So, fairy fire.
Makes it hard for someone to disappear. They can't
Right,
stealth.
but I don't like the fact that it's a cube now.
Yeah.
That's some BS.
That is.
I
BS.
don't like the change to it. I like the old single target so that we can
I would
mark
prefer
something.
the single target, but so I don't, because it makes it useless. If like your friends are right next to the guy you want to light up, then they're all lit up, and it makes it easier to hit them too. That's stupid.
It's because they want to make you spend a feat so you can exclude your allies.
Oh, that's dumb.
That's why I never use it.
Yeah, it's a useless.
I get
spell
it,
at
but
this point.
I mean I have it. I don't use it.
It's
And
an
Thunderwave is
It'll take out
yeah.
everybody.
area of effect as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Thorn
guess
whip
I'll
it.
just try to thorn whip it again.
Well, you have
Okay.
to scoot up first. You're too
I
far
do.
away.
Oh yeah.
Just go your full distance, and you should be able to reach it.
I don't know how that far. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that good enough?
Probably
Yeah, that's
6
good.
because
Because you want to be within 30 feet, which you're easily within 30 feet there.
About time.
It's like a boss.
24.
Okay, let's roll for damage. That definitely hits him.
That hits. But
Yeah.
5.
He's now sharing a square with the rope, though.
I don't have to do that. I can choose it.
Okay, so you're choosing not to?
Just doing.
I am
she's just
choosing
using
not
the
to.
damage.
Okay.
I just wanted to do damage. I don't want to make it easier or harder for them to hit him.
Okay, how much damage do you do?
5.
Hey, that's not bad at all. 5 points of damage at first level is pretty impressive. Okay, so now, Narcitha.
Sacred flame.
Ow.
So you have to roll a dex.
Dex versus 13.
Yep.
And his bonus is... He does not make it with a mighty
Okay.
6.
3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. You guys are mean. Okay, so top of the order now. That was super awesome. Now she's free, because this guy was going to kill her on his next turn.
Oh, okay.
It would have been a horrible, horrible victory.
Oh, he would have just stabbed her. She would have gone into death saving throws, and I would have spared the dying, and she would have lived.
Unless he followed up to kill her.
No.
I
He
love
wouldn't
that
have
look.
time.
0.
It's your turn.
Your fencing partners, Anton is on the other side of the goblin. You're there. What are you going to do, man? You have combat advantage, so you get to roll 2d20, get the better of the 2 rolls. The princess has been cut free. She's actually behind you.
With your longsword.
Can you move me up to next to the druid, by the way?
The princess is behind you, so you know she's in a safe-ish position now. His threat of killing her.
Can he use his pike at this point?
No, because he's got his... What weapon was he taking?
Well, he threw the
A
javelin.
Okay, so yeah, he does have his pike.
Ooh, I have a good idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to stab him in the leg and thrust upwards.
Okay.
Nasty.
Okay.
Nasty
for it.
move. All right. So
You do
now you
have
get to
combat
roll
advantage.
Split
two
him from
D20s. Roll mine and yours, and whichever one is better, you get to use.
When it's your turn, because you.
natural 20!
So immediately you
Hells
bust out
yeah,
with this
dude.
into the Badlands style polearm move where you whip out your pike and you go. Go ahead and roll for damage. You get to roll the damage dice twice.
A D10. You get to roll this one
Damn.
and this one.
See, now this would have been one of the things to have a nice extra goblin. He's got this cool goblin.
3
ability.
and 10. You did.
13 points plus.
Plus 3.
16
he
points
dead?
of damage.
Yes.
He split him from navel
As-
to
as-
nose.
You tell us because you did a ton of freaking damage. How does your finishing move take him out? How
What
does
does
it
it
look?
do? What does it look
Describe
like?
it to us. Give us some movie magic here. Think of how you'd want him in a movie to be killed. Because you just did it.
You stabbed at his leg,
When you get lucky rolls, you
and then
can
you
do something.
ripped his leg
So the more
as it was coming up.
Because this is really
No,
short.
Okay, tell me.
So I
Stomach or
stabbed him in the leg,
More
and then
chances
I
to do stuff.
went
More time
thrusted
for
it
story
upwards,
stuff, so.
cut
'Cause
off
This is a short game.
that part of his body.
Okay, his leg goes
Ooh.
flying off.
He fell to the
It's
floor
just a flesh wound.
and bled to death.
Oh,
Basically, you
ghostly
go
pallor comes across
and your polearm basically cuts the leg socket off, and his leg goes flying across the room. A little
He
splatter
tips
of
over.
blood hits the princess's face as the goblin's like, "Ah! From darkness I stab at thee. I lay a curse on you."
Oh no.
no.
Yeah, gurgle, gurgle, gurgle.
Hey, every enemy of the princess, come to kill you all. As he just like holds this bleeding socket hole in his side,
jeez.
where he's just literally spraying a gout of blood. And in 5 heartbeats, you can count them because of the sprays,
Oh.
he's gone.
Wow.
And just,
I'm gonna loot the room.
Sounds good to me.
And
the rogue finds a spiderweb covered orb that when you rub it, you realize it's magic.
Ooh,
And-
I can
and-
detect magic.
You can detect magic.
It's a
And
spell.
you can hand it to the druid to figure out what it is. Who, as you're finishing getting the
It's
loot,
my
you
bag.
basically are going to get 24 gold coins,
24.
That's yours. Yeah.
45 silver coins,
What am I
and 3 pieces of treasure,
that was
like
your brother's. I think I
goblet,
accidentally-
the princess's crown.
Well,
Well,
we should
that we don't
probably
get
give
to
that
do.
back to her.
Okay, you can choose to give that back to her. I mean, you know.
Well, yeah, I should
think
probably
that-
give that back to her. She's kind of standing right there.
And Anton,
Yeah.
Oh, you get to
is
keep
she
this.
really your secret girlfriend? Is she?
I poured a stick of incense on me so I can smell it.
So you immediately light up the incense, then waft a handkerchief and give it to her
Because all that blood is
she's in this
stinky.
horrible, remember,
Dank smelling horrible.
nastiness, and you basically give her a hanky with incense so it smells better because she's easily offended by this kind of. She's not that rustic. I mean, but and then I'm assuming you give Zero the nod. Way to go, bro!
You guys high
Because
five.
he did it like a boss with his polearm up,
I know.
and Goblin explodes.
Yeah, exploding
That was
goblins.
crazy.
So what did you guys think of your first D&D?
I liked it.
Awesome.
How about you, Zero? Thumbs up.
Oh, I think Zero was glad he decided to play.
He was the hero.
How about
He's
you,
the most
Damien? Did you
MVP.
like it? You were so smart. The way you
And-
guys played.
It's just.
And
Well,
I
you're gonna
love
try
the
to
way you
kill her?
played the ranger because that's how rangers
That's
are
right.
good at because rangers are all about using skills.
Did you hear him? He's all, you're gonna
He
try
was
to kill
clever.
him? Kill her? Nope.
I mean, I was actually worried for a second. I'm like, oh crap, they haven't taken him out. He said he was going to kill her. He's going to do it. He's got no exit. He's trapped. Because the problem is the out of game knowledge, goblins have a power called disengage, which they can disengage for free and get away from you. But because you guys flanked him, he could only get away from one of you, and the other one would get to attack him.
Yep.
So he had
So
no escape
Going on
route.
the other side was a good idea, so that way he couldn't get
That
out.
was like
so
a
that's good.
perfect plan.
You guys worked really well together. That was awesome.
So good job. Usually there would be a lot more fights before the end of the fight, but since we had short time. But you guys had fun?
You have fun?
Yeah.
D&D is a thing you'd like to do?
So take those. And
So maybe we could do another one shot again sometime in the future.
I want to do something
So we
that
can
involves
flesh out
manual
Zero and
combat.
make him an actual
So you want to do
fighter
something on
Zero,
sea?
the full-time hero.
That's right.
I want to do a galley versus a galley.
Oh, ship
Oh,
versus ship
ship
combat?
Oh, those are very monotonous.
We turn and shoot.
Return
and shoot.
Or just, charge in. Galleys!
The boarding
Grab
parties.
your food. What is your food?
That's basically what I do the whole entire time. Just galleys.
It's a little
You're
different
welcome.
from
I'm
in
glad you guys
actual
had fun.
games, baby.
Yeah,
Okay.
usually the games go longer because we try to aim for like 4-hour game sessions.
Oh, wow.
But we only had 2 hours because of
Yeah.
when the slots were available.
Yep, because for International Tabletop Day, we have more games coming.
Oops,
And see, if you ask Mark really nice, you get to borrow the minis, which is great.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Was that fun? You want to see if we can go find Zero in the minis?
Their selection is extremely limited. I don't think there's
What's that mean?
So what we can do is I'll
Well,
take some
you see
pictures
how we
of
used
some
one of
minis.
Kelly's
Oh,
characters?
Because I'm going to go to the other store
Yeah.
tomorrow, and they have a better selection of minis over there. I'll take some pictures
And if
and
you
send them to your brother.
want, they
Or to
can
my
special order stuff.
Yes, they can. They have a
catalog?
catalog that you
Okay.
can look through.
Was that a Star
Because
Wars
usually, because there's literally thousands of different types.
Probably, yeah.
I was like, I don't
There's
want
a
to
game
play.
stuff.
Just kidding! Fuck y'all up!
Just
Two
kidding.
natural
Natural
20s.
20s.
Oh.
2 natural 20s in his first.
And he picked a perfect time to say he wants to start playing since we're all having so much
And that
fun
was
without him.
also
Right?
you,
That's also
you
why
added
I
the
wouldn't
game
let
in
him
so
bring
well.
Devices.
Because you'd be distracted playing on the Game Boy.
Okay, I'm gonna run to the restroom, sweetie.
Okay, so what did we want to do next? There's like games galore going on. It's just we only had the room for role playing this long. There's tabletop games going on and demo games.
I have to be at Valley in a
Oh.
couple of hours, and I have to
You get ready
go home and get
because
ready.
it's work.
Yeah.
Let me rush over and give you a hug.
Yay!
I'm glad you could make it.
I was really mad at one point at the kids. They were like, Dad was like, I don't play D&D, it's stupid. And I was like, what? He's like, I don't role play, it's stupid. And I think what it was is he doesn't understand